ship which hit an iceberg and sank on its maiden voyage in 1912, be left to rust in peace. The wreck is on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, the final resting place of more than 1,500 people. But of course, we're fascinated by the whole Titanic story, which is perhaps why an American company is vowing to go into the ship and remove the radio that broadcast Titanic's final distress signals, despite a new treaty that is meant to protect the wreck. It's something the Belfast East MP Gavin Robinson has said would be pilfering and pillaging what is essentially a tomb. Stephanie, what do you think about this? Do you think it should be left alone?
I think it should be left alone. It's a graveyard, isn't it? And there's lots of people's remains down there, and it's been, what, 108 years it's been there?
Yeah, 1912, yeah.
Yeah, it should be left there. Although if they're doing day trips, I'd love to go down, because I've sat up late at night and ended up in a YouTube rabbit hole.
Hang on a second.
So,
really?
So
yeah.
it's a tomb. You've got to be respectful. No, but I'll go and have a look.
At a distance.
That's okay.
I wouldn't want to take things from it. But
Alex, would you run this as open it as a hotel if you could? I just assume you'd open anything as a hotel.
Opening a hotel is problematic enough without it being under the sea. But I do think, Tutankhamun's tomb, no one goes, oh my gosh, it was a tomb. The Viking hall.
Look, that's 4,500 years ago.
Well, I know, but it either is a tomb or it isn't essentially.
But they've got living relatives, that's all I'm thinking.
There's no living relatives. She was the last survivor.
No, but there's someone related to someone who was on the ship who can say, hang on a minute, you've just opened a boutique hotel. Okay, not that, but don't go into it. That's the thing. You think it's fine to go into it?
I must say, I don't feel. I think we go and we look at the battlefields of Flanders, and and no one raises an eyebrow at someone with a metal detector going where we know that everywhere's a tomb ultimately on this earth.
Okay. Go on, James.
Yeah, I mean, dig it up if necessary. I mean,
what? Break it up? So like the Berlin Wall?
No, but with an element of respect. I think there are things to learn from it, and I think it depends how things are done, and it depends why they're done. If it's purely for profiting and people are just going and pilfering, I agree. Then one needs to be respectful. But I think if you're going to, first of all, it is a national tragedy, and I think to be able to tell that story, particularly when it is so incredible to us that every so often a technological advancement will come along and people will go to the opening. We're just talking about the space. Who knows whether it's going to go right or wrong? I hope it goes right, and great. But this was a big technological advancement, and it could never go wrong, and it did. And I think it is a story that is to be told, and I think to keep the memory of those who lost their lives, I think you have a little bit more about it, if it's done with respect.
That, I guess, is the choice. We could leave it at the bottom of the sea where no one will see it, Stephanie, because it's not likely you're going to be able to go into a kind of a diving capsule and have a look.